Welcome back to another FPL video. Quick turnaround between game weeks. Game week 31 is just around the corner, so it's time to start preparation. In this video, I'll quickly take a look at my team for the next game week. I'll take a look at players and teams to target if you're using your transfers or if you're on a game week 31 wildcard. As always, I'll end the video by taking a look at the captain selection, and I'll also include some updated information about the upcoming blanks and doubles. So let's have a look. The team looks good on paper ahead of game week 31. I have Raya in goal playing against Everton, Guardiola, Gabriel and Munoz in defense. Gabriel, he got an injury in the first half against Fulham, so he will probably miss out. My initial thought is that I'll probably just bench him in game week 31 and play Williams. They actually kept a clean sheet against Man United. I benched him in game week 30 as well, so I missed the Williams points in game week 30, but hopefully Gabriel will be back soon, but I will wait for more injury news when it comes to Gabriel. In midfield, Kluivert, Mbeumo, Esse and Jared Bowen, and up front Alexander Isak, Mateta and Marmoush. Really strong front three. I transferred in Mateta last game week. Actually had to use a transfer on selling Henderson to bring in Raya. I already had a triple up on Crystal Palace, so the only way for me to get Mateta in was to actually sell Henderson. So Raya did not keep a clean sheet against Fulham. Really frustrating watching that match. Fulham scored really late on, so no clean sheet for Raya, and of course Gabriel 1 point after being subbed off in the first half. Mbeumo, he has the toughest fixture among my front seven. I'm actually tempted to sell him ahead of game week 31. I'll talk more about this in the transfer section. Before taking a look at the watch list and possible transfers, I'll quickly run through the updated information we have about the blanks and the upcoming doubles. So in blank game week 34, we know that there will be some teams with no game. Nottingham Forest against Brentford. This game might actually be on. We know that Nottingham Forest will not have their game rescheduled into double game week 33 because they have already a Monday fixture that game week. So there will be no time to reschedule a fixture for Nottingham Forest and Brentford. Arsenal, Crystal Palace will likely be a blank, and Man City, Aston Villa will most likely be a blank as well. When it comes to the doubles, Brentford and Nottingham Forest, as mentioned, they will probably not have a double game week in double game week 33. This game will most probably be postponed and played in double game week 36, or it might actually be played in blank game week 34. When it comes to other teams that will double, we know that Crystal Palace will play 2 fixtures, Man City as well, Aston Villa and Arsenal. All of those teams will play 2 times in double game week 33, so I think it's time to start targeting those teams going forward. So to summarize, this is what we know. The double game week 32 is already confirmed. Double game week 33 is actually not confirmed yet, but this is the most likely outcome. So in double game week 32, Crystal Palace will play twice. Tough fixtures for them in double game week 32, but we know that they probably will have back-to-back doubles, so I think it makes sense to target Crystal Palace. So in double game week 32, they will play against Man City and Newcastle, while Newcastle, they will have 2 home fixtures against Man United and Crystal Palace. I will most probably consider triple captaining Alexander Isak in double game week 32. I actually like the fixture against Man United. They lost in game week 30 against Nottingham Forest, and we know that Man United are not that good defensively as well, so it might be a really good time to use your triple captain if you haven't done so already, and Alexander Isak in game week 32 is a decent option. In double game week 33, we know that there will be some teams that most probably will play twice. Crystal Palace, as mentioned, and their double in this game week will be against Bournemouth at home, Arsenal away. Man City will play against Everton and Aston Villa. Aston Villa against Newcastle and Man City, while Arsenal, they will have a really good double game week 33 playing against Ipswich and Crystal Palace. This means that the teams that will blank is most likely Crystal Palace, Man City, Arsenal and Aston Villa, while we're not yet sure which game week Nottingham Forest and Brentford will be rescheduled, so it might actually be played in blank game week 34, or this game might be moved to double game week 36. Based on this information, I really like Crystal Palace going forward, and Mateta, he should be included in our teams. He is most likely on penalties. We know that Mateta and S.A. Glesner told us that they will share penalties, but Mateta has taken the last couple, so the next one is possibly Mateta's as well. He's only selected by 12.5% of the managers. Really good stats, only priced at 7.6, so Mateta should be in our teams. I really like Saka as well if you need a new midfielder. He has the same ownership as Mateta, actually 12.5 at this point. He haven't played much, but he scored in game week 30. He played his first match in months. He came back, he scored. So I think that it's time to start preparing our teams for Bukayo Saka. Really good fixtures, playing against Everton in game week 31, Brentford at home in game week 32, while they have that lucrative double in double game week 33, playing against Ipswich and Crystal Palace. I also like Newcastle going forward. They have good fixtures as well, playing against Leicester in game week 31, double game week in game week 32, and they have Aston Villa away in game week 33. Another positive thing about Newcastle is that they have a double in game week 32. They have a single game week in double game week 33, but they actually have a fixture in blank game week 34. So if you need players that have a double game week coming up but also have a fixture in blank game week 34, you should consider tripling up on Newcastle. The last player on this watch list is a player that hasn't really been mentioned a lot this season. Is Trippier from Newcastle. They have a double in game week 32, playing at home against Man United and Crystal Palace. There is a safer option actually from the Newcastle defense than Burn. He's cheaper as well, but I really like the differential. Trippier only selected by 4.5% of the managers. I know that he is a bit expensive, 5.6, but if you're chasing and if you can afford him, I think that Trippier is a really good option at the moment. If you need a Haaland replacement, I know that a lot of FPL managers have brought Haaland in recently, sold Mo Salah, just try to be different and bring in Haaland. I'm one of those FPL managers, so really disappointing seeing Haaland being injured ahead of game week 30. So if you don't have Alexander Isak already, I really recommend you to just bring him in, especially if you want to play it safe. He's selected by 58% of the managers, so he can really hurt your rank, especially in double game week 32, where Newcastle have really good fixtures. Decent fixture as well, of course, in game week 31, so it might actually be a good option to bring in Alexander Isak and move him on in game week 33 to one of those other guys. Watkins has a double as well. Not the best fixture in game week 31. Nottingham Forest, they have been really good recently. They kept a clean sheet against Man United in game week 30 as well, but in game week 32 they play against Southampton, the worst defensive side in the league, while they have a double in game week 33. Playing against Newcastle at home and Man City away, not the best fixtures for a double game week, but Ollie Watkins, he can score against anyone. The last on this list is a really popular asset at the moment, especially with Haaland injured. Marmoush, 7.4, really good price, selected by 24% of the managers. Man City have a game against Man United away, and then they have Crystal Palace at home before they have fixtures against Everton away and Aston Villa at home. So a decent double game week for Man City, and we should consider bringing in Man City assets, at least a couple, but maybe even a triple up from Man City. My transfer plan ahead of game week 31 is to sell one of my midfielders. At the moment, it will most probably be Mbumo. I also have Neto, Jared Bowen in my team. Kluivert as well. If he misses out in game week 30, he might be the one that has to go. But I really want Saka. Good differential, only selected by 12.5% of the managers. Decent fixtures for Arsenal, and they have that lucrative double in double game week 33. So bringing Saka in now could be a really smart move. We know that he is one of the most popular FPL assets. He scored in game week 30, so his ownership will probably be close to 20 ahead of the game week 31 deadline. But I think that Saka at this ownership is a really good differential to consider going forward. We know Haaland is injured. There are a lot of FPL managers with a lot of money in the bank, so bringing Saka in for one of our midfielders makes sense. I know that Gabriel got injured, so I might actually have to sell him at some point, but I will probably just keep Gabriel on my bench if he's injured and play Williams from Nottingham Forest. Mateta, he could be a really good captain option for game week 31, playing at home against Brighton. This fixture looks really good on paper, but after taking a closer look at the stats, I'm not really sure that he is the best option. So Brighton, they have kept 1 clean sheet. They have only conceded 4 goals in the last 4 game weeks. Only 7 big chances conceded and only 10 shots on target, and this is actually the best numbers in the league when it comes to conceding shots. Their expected goals conceded in the last 4 game weeks is 4.21, which is similar to the amount of goals they have conceded. So Brighton may be a bit underrated when we consider their defense, so I might have to take a look at some other options as well. Another captain option for my team is Alexander Isak. Really good fixture, even though it's away. Leicester have not really impressed us lately when it comes to the defensive ability, so they kept 0 clean sheets, 10 goals conceded, 8 big chances and 20 shots on target. Leicester have an expected goals conceded of 5.53, which is 14th worst in the league. So at the moment, Alexander Isak is my captain. Let me know in the comments down below who is your current captain for game week 31.